Hello, my name is Andrea Sheely, and I am going to do manual muscle testing for shoulder internal rotation. I'm going to start with my client in a prone position, the shoulder abducted at 90 degrees, the elbow flexed at 90 degrees, and the forearm in a neutral position. I am going to stabilize underneath the humerus and palpate at the teres major. However, I'm going to stand on the opposite side so I'm not in the way of my client. Actually, I think I can stand right here. So I'm going to ask my client to rotate his forearm upward this direction towards the ceiling. So go ahead and do that for me. Perfect. So this shows my client is at least a 3 out of 5 on the manual muscle test scale. Now I'm going to continue to stabilize after I palpated and observed here and put pressure on my client to see if he can resist me. So don't let me push you down. So we're going to go 3 plus 4 and 5. My client is a 5 out of 5 on the manual muscle test. However, we are going to demonstrate a 3 minus out of 5, which is not quite full range of motion, however, more than 50% range of motion. Perfect. And then we're going to also demonstrate a 2 plus out of 5, which is less than 50% range of motion, however, still able to perform some range of motion. Perfect. Now we're going to put my client into the gravity eliminated position. This will include my client seated in a chair. My client's shoulder will be adducted at this time, the elbow flexed at 90 degrees, and the forearm in a neutral position. I will continue to stabilize underneath the humerus, however, giving him room to move the elbow a little bit if he needs to, while I palpate and observe the teres major. I'm going to ask my client to move his arm inward toward his stomach. So go ahead and do that for me. Perfect. Next, this shows that my client is at a 2 out of 5 on the manual muscle test, but next I'm going to apply some resistance to see if we can get any higher than the 2 out of 5. So don't let me pull you backward, go ahead and resist me. Perfect. This shows my client is at least a 2 plus out of 5 on the manual muscle test scale in gravity eliminated position. However, we're going to demonstrate a 2 minus, which includes my client being able to perform some range of motion, keep the elbow in a little bit, however, not full range of motion. So go ahead and show that. Perfect. Next, we're going to demonstrate trace, which means my client is able to contract the muscle, however, is not able to perform functional movement. And then 0 or flaccid, my client is unable to move.